So I'm at the end of my week in Okinawa. It's been pretty poor. The weather's been really bad for most of the week, unfortunately. It started out pretty promisingly. The first day was maybe not exactly a good day, but it was encouraging. After breakfast, I came out of the guest house and walked over to the beach on the south side. It's only 30 yards, 40 yards. And there was a triggerfish just tailing, rooting about. Put a quick cast in with a wee squimp, and he ate the fly quite aggressively. I got the hook in him first eat, and I had him on for a few minutes, and then he bit through the leader, which happens sometimes. It's disappointing, but there's nothing you can do about it. And then the tide was kind of flooding a wee bit. The south side doesn't fish so well when the tide's high. It's hard to wade fish. So I went to the north shore, just got cycled over, and I had a shot at some barjacks, but I don't know. The shot I thought it was a good shot, but they never ate. And then there was a ray come in, and there was 3 GTs on it. No huge, like 70-80 centimetre GTs. Cast onto the back of the ray, pulled the fly off, and 2 of the GTs peeled off and were kind of fighting each other to get the fly. Hooked up, and then I got sharked, which was annoying, let's say. But there's nothing you can do about it. I'm into what I think's a small GT. I saw it on the back of, there's a big ray. Oh, no. Fuck off. Sharked? Fucking sharked. Then I came back to the south side once the tide had topped out and was on the drain, and I walked along as it was falling. And then near the bottom of the tide I saw a big trigger tailing. The first one that I saw in the morning wasn't that big, but the one that I saw in the evening was a real bruiser of a titan. Again, I fired in a squimp, and the fly hadn't even time to sink, and the fish just ate it. I didn't even need to set the hook; he hooked himself, and I had him on for a wee while, and then get cut off on the coral or on the rocks. Again, it can happen. This island, it's there's an outer reef in the lagoon, and there's lots of bommies, and there's a wee shelf that comes up onto the flat on the island side. Fine. You don't win many against the triggers on here, actually. Then after that, the weather turned. I was still out fishing as much as I could. There was days where there was some thunderstorms and that, and you were kind of hiding in the building or in wee huts and all that, to the thunderstorm passed and back out. But just a waste of time, just walking your feet raw. I did see a lot of fish, more than more than I think I've ever seen here actually. But the problem was the visibility was so bad. You were seeing them at your rod tip and they were spooking, like they were coming in, couldn't see you either, and then they would get close and spook away. You weren't getting shots, but I mean, I've seen quite a few trevally. Saw a nice big tusk fish. You don't see many of them. It's maybe only my second or third that I've seen. So a lot of times I was just walking about at low tide looking for a tail and trigger or something. But even that, I wasn't seeing much. It was just the trevallies, that tusky, and I caught a wee shark maybe the third day. Like I just cast it out of frustration really. Normally I wouldn't bother casting it. Well, caught a wee shark. It and never managed to bite me off, which was the kind of stroke of luck I could have done with some other luck rather than that. But and might have been the same day or the day after. I was up the North Shore and there's like a channel that runs along the front of the shoreline, and I mean I couldn't. It was the same thing. I couldn't see, and there was fish coming along it, and they were too close, and you just couldn't get a shot in. And my head kind of went up my backside a wee bit. I couldn't. I stopped. I wasn't fishing well at all. And then 3 bonefish come in. Just casual, slow. They were coming in quite slow. They never saw me, and I thought, right, I'll go along, and I kind of rushed along. I got ahead of them. I was trying to keep my eye on them and get in front of them, but I got a big tangle in my line and all that, and I couldn't get the shot in, and I spooked them. It was bad, and that, like, at that point I just went, this trip's a washout, which helped me today. I think today was great. It's the last day and the sun come out, thank Christ. It was beautiful this morning. The sun was blazing. There was not a cloud to be seen hardly. I could see everything. It was like the lights were on, and the low tide was at a perfect time. It was about 10, half 10, 20 to 11 or something was probably the bottom. So after breakfast I marched away down to the south side, the bottom, as far south and east as I could go, and safely get back. And I fished like the last hour of the fall and the first couple of hours of the flood coming up. I was just pinging wee trevally, nothing big. I had half a dozen trevally, like 4 yellow spots, which was good because I hadn't seen a yellow spot all week, and usually they're quite prolific. But I had 4 yellow spots, maybe up to 30, 40 centimetres, no any big fish. And I had 2 bluefins, and amongst them, again, nothing big. The bluefin was quite odd because I had a shrimp fly on when they come in, and they were chasing it, but they seemed to not really want to eat. They were like doing that behind it, slashing behind it, and they were getting lit up. You could see they were excited. Gave it a wee bit extra speed, and that just turned them on to eat it. And then I saw 2 triggers, and they were both big. The first one I saw was basically the same place as I hooked the second fish on the first day. Big fish. It was tailing. kind of crept up on it. It had been quite stealthy, I thought. And then I thought I'd spooked it because it stopped tailing and kind of went away from onto the edge of the shelf. But it kind of circled around and come back in and was tailing again. It must just have been, its, whatever it was up to. And put the shot in. Shot looked good. The fish went over. It looked like it was going to. It started tipping as if it was going to eat the fly, and then it just spooked away. I don't know if the fly moved, I moved the fly towards it or something, or I don't think I did, but it spooked in some way anyway. And then shortly after that, I got a shot at another big one, and it only 50 yards or 60 yards further up the shoreline. I put one in. I thought it looked quite good. The fish never. I don't think it saw the fly actually. Although I thought it was good, it was tailing quite aggressive, and maybe it was like preoccupied with whatever was there. I'm not sure if I remember right, but I might have had another shot, and it swam kind of left to right across the front of me, then turned towards me, started swimming in. I put a shot in front of him. I gave the fly a pull and got stuck in the rock, and that was it. It was snagged up. There was nothing I could do. The fish clearly wasn't going to see the fly jammed in the rock, and there was no way I could have set the hook or anything on it. And the fish spooked when I tried to pop the fly free. But it was still quite exciting. So it was a great morning, you know. Alright, nothing big, but the few wee trevallies and the shots at the triggers was dead good fishing, really good. I've learnt that I'm not that good at the GoProing. I don't turn it on, or I have it running and then think I'm turning it on and I'm turning it off, because I'm too the GoPro's a bit of a distraction. I'm more focused on the fishing really. Also this morning I think I've got the trigger fish. I don't think I've got any of the trevally because I had a dead battery. I'm not sure when it cut out, but it cut out at some point, and I just wasn't really paying attention. Again, they were just, I was getting loads of shots. Day 6, my conversion rate was no bad, it wasn't great, but I probably had 10 shots in a couple of hours, you know. Maybe another couple of bluefin come in, and never get the eats off them. And there was a couple of shots at what I think were brassies, never get the eats. But again, you're focusing. I'm focusing on that. I'm not really that focusing on the GoPro. I think if the voice control worked a bit better, it would help. But we'll see what I've got, and I'll kind of edit it up. Anyway, for those of you who wanted a video about Okinawa, unfortunately the fishing wasn't that good, so I couldn't make a better one. But it might be a wee insight, and hopefully it's enjoyable for you. Tell guys, I'm away to go. I'm get packed up, have a beer. Cheers.